Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be breaking down this beautiful list here on the right, all of these pairs for this week ahead, and give you guys some swing opportunities that I'm looking at for this week ahead. We can also break down any intraday setups that could be happening the first half of the week here on the Forex pairs, indices, and the metals here. So there's going to be a ton of value in this video. This is a weekly outlook, and I post these in the ARM Trading Mentorship every single Sunday for our community. And it's great because we get to forecast and kind of plan the ideas, the trades we're going to look at, the pairs we're going to look at for the week ahead. And I thought you guys would get a ton of value from this type of video. So I'm going to go ahead and post one for you. I hope it provides a ton of value for you. And if it does, all I ask is you drop a like, comment, and subscribe. One thing I want to say before I get started here is I have created a free liquidity concepts PDF that can help enhance your trading. It's one of my favorite concepts as a trader that I utilize all the time. You'll probably see in this video me utilizing it. So if you want to get that for free, just go to the website, www.armtradinggroup.com. Click the red button on there, then you can get that free PDF. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, guys, so every single Sunday, I like to look at DXY because DXY is going to help me determine whether I'm strong dollar or weak dollar. So for those of you who don't know, if I am weak dollar, I'm going to be shorting the US dollar against other pairs. If I'm strong dollar, I'm going to be longing the US dollar, right? Which would mean foreigns would short. If I'm shorting the US dollar, foreigns would long. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But let's take a look at DXY and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So when I look at this price action here, I've been bullish on DXY for a while. I've been bullish on DXY pretty much since we were in this region. For those of you who are in the ARM Trading Mentorship, you guys know we've literally read this move, this move, this move, this move, this move, this move, and then we've read this move on the way up. Now, I am starting to shift my bias right now to short dollar, and I can't ignore the fundamentals that have been coming out against the dollar. It's just been trash news week after week after week, and you can see we failed to break this high, which means this is going to be the liquidity pool that I see us diving into. So I see us this week sweeping this low and then having a retracement up, which would mean foreigns will short, foreigns will retrace, okay? And an area of interest for me is going to be this new fair value gap or imbalance, whatever you want to call it, that we can see price retrace up to. Now, what it does from this region, who knows? But price is most likely going to be magnetized to this region, and then we can kind of go from there. So if we are expecting, like I said, dollar to retrace, that means we're going to be looking to short foreigns against it. And when I look at the foreign pairs, you're going to see exactly what I mean. Where do we think dollar is going to go? Well, we have this area of demand over here that has not been mitigated yet as a potential area that we could bounce from to spark that retracement, or it's going to be from right here. So now, without further ado, let's jump into the analysis for this week on these pairs. Okay, so when we take a look at USD CHF, this is a trade that I'm actually forecasting for this week. So we'll see what happens. I most likely will be jumping in on this trade, and I'm going to explain to you why. So we can see here, we are obviously bearish right now. There's been a lot of bearish momentum on USD CHF. And one thing I want you guys to take note of is this imbalance right here. So if I just delete this, you can see we have this nice imbalance right here, okay? So this is going to act as a magnet for price. I'm expecting price to come down into this region here, okay? So for that reason, I'm gladly going to be looking for shorts. Now, actually, depending on this trade today, it didn't quite hit, but what I'm anticipating is a retracement up into this region here to potentially look for shorts into this imbalance area over here, okay? So if this works out, that would be beautiful. So CHF, USD CHF shorts, out of this region, and then from here we can either look for longs if we get some lower time frame confirmation, or we're going to have a short temporary bounce to continue down lower into this sell side low. If I do get in this trade, what I'll be doing is looking to roll my stop at 2% to then take price down lower just in case the longs do not play out. Euro USD, let's take a look at this bad boy. So the weekly hasn't closed yet, but it's looking like we're going to either create relative equal highs over here or we're going to sweep this. Nonetheless, I see us taking these highs. And when we look at this price action here, you can see that this area failed to break this low, which means this is going to be a weak high. This is going to be liquidity, right? And I've talked about this before. And with that knowledge of this liquidity pool that's resting above here, check out the PDF and you will understand what I'm talking about. We can look for shorts on foreigns this week. I anticipate shorts on foreigns this week into discount of this new kind of daily leg that was created here. Okay, and if we look at this, we are going to have a beautiful demand zone here on the daily time frame that we can see price retrace into. Now, with this knowledge, we can look to short into this area, okay? If I look on the 4-hour time frame here, you can see that we have this high. What I'm anticipating is shorts from this region. So we can look for shorts from this region down, check this area. This is an area that we could potentially see some sort of reaction from, but nonetheless, shorts down into kind of 1.08, 200. Maybe we'll sweep and go below the Sunday open from this week into this region over here. But nonetheless, when we run buy side liquidity as intense as we have, we can expect some sort of retracement. Okay, so everyone put Euro USD on your list and pay attention for these shorts. Now, if you're someone who just simply wants to wait for the longs, you can do that. But for you intraday traders who want to look maybe on the 15-minute, the 5-minute, maybe even lower, I know some people in our community love that. You can easily take shorts from this region into these areas that I had just discussed. Okay, so let's take a look at USD CAD. USD CAD is something that is shaping up decently nice. I mean, when we look at this on the weekly time frame, you can see that we failed to break this high, which means we have a ton of sell side liquidity down here to be taken out, which we did just take. We took this low over here and we've had some sort of reaction out of it. Now, I'm interested in this demand zone over here on USD CAD. I want to see us come down to this region, but we cannot ignore all of these lows as potential targets. Now, there's going to be two situations here. We're either going to bounce from here and come up strong for these regions if US dollar news, changes, or we're going to spark a retracement here up into this swing. That's something that I would like to see. Ideally, we come up first though and leave this area, because I'm sure we will come down for the 1.35 region here. And when we look on the 4-hour time frame, this is what I am talking about. Okay, so we have this high, this low. We have not come up into this imbalance whatsoever. And then if we take our fib from here all the way down to this region, you can see we have a beautiful area that we can look for shorts from. If you want to use the fib, you can. It lines up with the imbalance. You can put your stop above here, and we can look to take the market down into this region. Now, how we come up is going to be very important. Do we come up corrective like this up into this region? That'll be nice. If we come up, or say for example, this happens. Say for example, we come down to start the week next week, and then we come up very strong. I don't think I'm going to be looking for shorts here because we've met my liquidity objective that I'm kind of anticipating, right? So price behavior is key. How we're coming up. If we want shorts, we want to see something like this, right? If we want to see longs, we want to see price retracing like this, because it's building liquidity in our direction that we want to take the market, right? So any pairs, guys, that I don't see anything happening, I'm just going to skim right through them because there's no point wasting time. NU looks okay. I don't see anything for this week on NU, so I'm probably just going to let it pass. I know some members in my team are in longs from this liquidity low over here to take it up higher, which does make sense, but ultimately I do see us coming for this high over here on NU, whether that be this week or next week. GU, I mean, can we just give GU a round of applause? This thing has been an absolute force. After mitigating this order block to the left, we had a strong move. We came into this imbalance on the daily that we actually had marked out, and it just rallied, right? We have this nice imbalance, caused this shift, and pay attention to what I just said, the corrective pullback, right? So if we want longs, we want to see price action doing this, right? And look what happens. We just steamroll right through it, okay? So I see shorts, obviously, on GU this week, and in terms of the swing high target, I see us coming for this region. We did run so much buy side liquidity, so I do anticipate a sharp retracement on this. And areas of interest, there's two areas of interest, okay? So we have this one here, this first demand zone, and then the second one is this fair value gap below. So if we come down, right, and we end up reacting from this area and nothing powerful or meaningful happens, I see us sweeping this area into this area to then continue the uptrend. Okay, so that's kind of the analysis. And shorts, this is most likely going to be used as in liquidity because we've ran external liquidity. We're most likely going to be looking for internal. So to start the week, let's look for a pattern like this where we get a sweep of liquidity, whether it be over here, maybe it'll be up a little bit higher. Look for something like this, right? And then we can look to enter on the retest of this region here, and then look to take price into this first liquidity pool and then into this one down here. Then we can begin to look for longs, okay? So that's kind of my analysis, my thesis with GU. Obviously, I'm anticipating short dollar, but I'm anticipating a retracement, which means, like I said earlier in the video, we can look for the counter trend trades just because of what DXY has done, okay? Let's take a look at gold. Gold, if you saw my Instagram photo last week or going into this week, I was talking about gold all-time highs. And yeah, it looks like we're heading there. I'm going to be looking to long gold for sure up into this region here. And I'm going to show you where, okay? So if we look on the 4-hour time frame, we actually had a beautiful entry according to my hourly strategy here, which I will show. I missed this today, but this thing would have been an absolute snipe off my hourly strategy Fibonacci area there. But in terms of areas to look for longs from, I'm anticipating something like this. So we'll either, hopefully we get a breakup here and then we can see a long from this new demand zone up into this region, or we're going to fail to break, end up using this low as inducement, come back into this 380 level before pushing to the upside. But that's kind of my analysis on gold. Keep it very simple. Silver is looking very nice as well. I anticipate all-time highs on this as well. And we had a nice retracement today after running buy-side liquidity. We then came down, ran sell-side liquidity over here, and then we had a nice engulfing candle, just like you're seeing right here. So areas of interest for silver are as follows, okay? So either we get some nice nice longs right off the bat on Monday or Tuesday out of this region that broke structure, or I see us dipping down a little bit deeper to fill this wick, and then we can come down into this level down here to then look for longs, okay? So that's the silver and gold analysis. Keeping it very simple. Again, you don't have to go use my strategy this week. These callouts and this analysis video should help you regardless of what strategy you're trading. But obviously, if you do trade my strategy or you are interested in my strategy, you might understand this a little bit more with what I'm saying and the terms I'm using, et cetera, et cetera. So AJ and the yen pairs, we can dive into the yen pairs now. Sorry, sorry guys, my trading view is being a little bit slow here. But yen had a massive sell-off this week, but I do think it is temporary. I do think it is short-lived, just simply due to the fact that yen hasn't changed their interest rates. They still are negative, if I believe, to be correct. And they are, any pair against yen has just been dominating. So this sell-off was very, very needed. And when we're looking at areas of interest, there's two, okay? So I had this one forecasted right here that we are currently reacting from, but we haven't had quite the reaction yet. So what I'm anticipating is sweeping this into this area to then push to the upside. Now that is something that I will gladly look at for this week, but we have to also remember that we are mega high on yen pairs, and moves like this. So what happened this week can happen. Like, look at how overextended we were, and this candle just went and just took everything out. And when we look at EJ as well, it's just stabbed right down, but it's expected. Look how bullish this thing has been, right? It's so bullish. So if we do retrace into these weekly levels here on EJ, they're going to provide beautiful longs. I'm not looking for shorts on these at all, just because of the whole fundamental side of it, but something can shape up very nice on these on these yen pairs. I don't have any areas of interest that are too in depth right now. I do have this area though, actually, that I did have marked out, this unmitigated area that swept liquidity to the left before causing a shift up. We didn't quite make it into this region yet, but hopefully maybe next week we do. CAD, JPY as well. Again, all these yen pairs kind of sold off. I'm just going to kind of motor through these because I don't have anything in terms of points of interest for this week on these pairs. AUD, NZD is looking very nice. We can't ignore the fact this thing is a bullish force right now. And I see us coming up into this region. Now, this area of interest stands out to me because it's a nice fair value gap that caused the shift to the downside. Now, you're probably asking, okay, Mac, where are we going to be looking to take longs from? Well, longs for swings, okay? So you can look for counter trend trades on this if you want to. But in terms of swing trades, let's just take a look at this, okay? So we have this area of interest that has been now created from here up to here. This is area interest 1, okay? So I'll mark this out like so, and we can expect some sort of retracement into this area to either continue the long or to continue to the downside. But if this area fails, then we have this demand zone down here resting below these lows, okay? So we did run external liquidity. We can expect some sort of retracement, but just you can wait for confirmation out of here. So you can either, two situations can happen here. You can either take this, okay, and be okay with the risk and, win this trade. So say you just set a penny on here, have your stop loss below this low, and you want to target up here. You can easily do that, okay? But if it does blow through here, we have all these lows over here that are going to provide enough liquidity, in my opinion, for the move from 1.09 region. Okay, so that's something to pay attention to heading into this week for sure. AU, I forgot. I don't know why AU is in the minors. I thought I was missing a pair, guys. I thought I was. This thing is, again, just rallying like crazy. The upside, we are coming into a high probable order block right here. If I mark this across, we could see some retracement out of here for this week, which would give shorts, but Aussie has been strong, guys. Aussie has been freakish strong across the board for a while. We had this accumulation over here before we pushed to the upside. So if we do get shorts, this is an intraday play for this week, okay? So 2 situations for the shorts. We're either going to have shorts from this region here. We can wait for confirmation out. So on the 15-minute, the hourly, the 5-minute, it's up to you. Once we see some structure shifts, we can imagine that we are going to short into this imbalance right here. Okay, so I'm just going to go and mark this out. So this is situation number 1. In my opinion, we shouldn't be longing on AU until we're down here because we can see how fatigued this is. This is overextended. In my opinion, this will get absolutely ran through. Okay, so shorts from this region, or we're going to pop up and run these highs. We're going to get one final move to the upside, run these highs, and then get our shorts, okay? So pay attention to this for this week. This is something I'm going to be eyeballing. Probably off the hourly time frame, I will gladly look to take shorts into this discounted region if the hourly shapes up, right? So say we get a sweep, we get a break structure like this, I'll gladly look to take it short, or if the above play happens as well, okay? Where was I now? AUD CAD. AUD CAD has a beautiful, beautiful long play. This imbalance over here, sorry, not this imbalance, this demand zone over here. And if we look at this region here, we can use this as some sort of liquidity pool to be taken out, okay? So maybe we'll get a corrective retracement into this region to long. If we get that, then that's going to be great. But if we do blow through this and we don't come down corrective, then I believe we will be coming down for this region here, okay? So keeping it simple on AUD CAD. AUD CHF is starting to lose steam. Again, liquidity pool that I am targeting is going to be up here. And the area of interest that I want to long from on this is down here, okay? And this clear imbalance region over here. I'm going to drag this across. But we can't ignore the fact that this thing has just been, trickling up. So it can easily continue to do that. But if we do get a nice retracement down into this region, then you guys see we can look to long from this area, okay? CAD CHF, I actually marked out a trade on here that would have been an absolute snipe, but I'd not take this and I completely forgot. So I can see CAD CHF shorting into this area over here, okay? We did just come into discount of this leg. You can see how fractal price is, right? So we have the daily retracement into this region. Then on the 4-hour, we have the 4-hour retracement into this region here. Okay, so this could be nice actually because we have now created inducement. If I just mark this like so, we've now created inducement here, right here, that we could potentially see a short from, just like this, to take the market down into this region. So pay attention to this. These are not signals or anything by any means. You can do your own due diligence, use your entry, it doesn't matter. But these are just opportunities that I can see playing out. So I will definitely be looking at CAD CHF for this week, okay? Euro CAD, we are just blowing through everything right now. I was forecasting shorts from this region, but this area just got blown through. And I did want to see some sort of confirmation entry out of here, which did not happen. So we can just move on from this one. I do ultimately think we are gunning for this region over here. And then we will be creating a nice fair value gap today when this daily candle closes. So we can see some sort of retracement, guys, into 1.47800 to take the market up into this high. Okay, that's highly probable. Okay. EA is actually looking pretty nice in my opinion for shorts. I had a penning on this today actually, but it didn't quite get hit. We have this nice high probable order block that swept quickly, causing a shift to the downside. We have all of this stacked liquidity here. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4 highs here. So we'll see how we come into this region on Monday, and I will gladly look for this opportunity if it's checked my boxes come Monday, okay? So we'll take a look at that. Euro GBP, I mean, if you guys saw my trade breakdown, I wish I held this thing, but at the same time, I didn't want to hold it over the weekend. If I did, it would have hit my full take profit for over 3%. You guys saw the live trading video. I called it from here all the way down to take this low, and that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, it is what it is. If I held it, it would have been mint, but at the same time, I'm not too mad or upset about it. It is what it is. But in terms of Euro GBP, I will gladly look for shorts out of this new leg that has been created. So if I just go and do something like this, lines up perfectly, could definitely look for some swing shorts out of here, or at bare minimum, we come up here and then we could look for some confirmation entry out to take it lower, because I do expect some sort of retracement out of here because we did sweep this low. But next liquidity pool targets are going to be this low over here at 0.83400 region. Okay. Euro CHF is getting up higher. I don't really have anything to say about this one right now. Euro NZD honestly is creating nice long points of interest, and it's a tough one right now because we have cleared a ton of sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity, so we could see some sort of sell off from this region right here. But at the same time, this could just spark a retracement into this fair value gap / demand zone to take the market higher right now. So Euro has been strong, but we can anticipate some sort of retracement. In terms of liquidity, this is going to be our price leg that we are playing within right here. This is all balanced. So in my opinion, if we do end up blowing through this region, then we could get those shorts to take lower because this is all balanced price action. Okay. If we do get this retracement, then we can look to take this higher into this high up here. Okay. GA, let's take a look at GA. This thing had an accumulation here in the lows. I honestly wanted it to come down lower, but that just didn't happen. We had a nice accumulation here, and then we're starting to push to the upside. This is something to pay attention to, this region here, because we are either going to short from this region to take into these lows here, or we're going to spark a nice needed retracement into this demand zone over here, this general area, to continue long. Okay, so this is a pair that I will be looking at this week because this area of interest, 1.92 big fig, it's something that's been interesting to me, and these equal lows down here are very interesting to me as well. Okay, so we'll kind of just wait and see what happens. Player cards right, and we could see a beautiful short, maybe even to a long. GBP CAD's just been on a whole other planet right now. We created a new bullish leg from here up to here. High time frame targets. Very clear drawn liquidity is going to be this one. But yeah, I don't know if this thing's slowing down anytime soon. Points of interest to look for longs are going to be this demand zone right here. And then we have this demand zone down here as well. I expect some sort of retracement down into this region. So if you do want to look for counter trend trades beyond, be my guest, you can, but I think the longs are going to be favored for sure into this region if you can just wait. GBP NZD hit our take profit. I don't know if a couple guys in this group actually held this swing. We did a forecast on this 30 days ago for these longs out of this fair value gap, and there's no way I was going to take this trade. I mean, I had a penning on it, but I realized that this thing could take a while to play out, and look at how long this thing took. This thing took over 30 days to play out, which is just crazy. So I am happy that I did not partake in this trade, but I mean, there were some opportunities, I'm sure, on the lower time frame, but not really. I mean, this thing came up extremely corrective and then just kind of launched. So, yeah, don't have much to say about GBP NZD right now. NZD CAD, what are we doing on NZD CAD? NZD CAD could present some nice shorts, but we did just run a nice liquidity pool over here into this region right here, right? We came into this nice fair value gap, and we had a nice reaction. So if we do get a break above this high, then we could look for longs to take it up higher. If we respect this region and we start to come down, then we can look to take shorts over into this order block if I just mark it out. Okay, so keep it very simple, guys, when you are doing your analysis. It's nice to have some short and long scenarios. So this is the structure point from here to here. So until we break this, we can't anticipate longs are going to sink in. We have to wait. And like I said, if we break above, then we can look to long from here. If we fail, get that correction or get that lower time frame shift in structure, then we can take it down into this region. Okay, let's move on to the indices here. Okay, so let's take a look at US 100, I mean, obviously this thing's just been gunning all-time highs. No fundamentals have shown this thing's going to shift anytime soon. But in terms of imbalances, in terms of areas that I would like to personally long from, down here in this 19 big figure area. So what we could see to start the week is some sort of retracement down into this area to then potentially look for longs into these highs. Okay, so I'm not looking for shorts on these at all, just because it'd be like trying to catch the absolute top. Same thing on US 500. It's just an absolute machine right now. And areas of interest, similar to the other one, we have this imbalance over here. So maybe we'll break this high, come down nice and corrective into this area to continue up higher, or we're just going to sell the heck off into this region, 5.5 big figure region, to look for longs. US 30, we ended up piercing this high very nicely, creating a new structure point. Okay, so now we've created, this was very corrective, I'm not gonna lie, but we've broke above this high, and now we've created a new clear demand zone over here that we can anticipate price to kind of get magnetized to. See a nice retracement here to start the week. That would be ideal, and then we could look maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday to long up higher, because like I said, there's been no signs of cutting rates or anything like that. So most likely these stocks are just going to continue up until, you know, that starts to happen. But so yeah, that's it for this week. I think there's going to be some beautiful opportunities across the board. If you saw anything you like there, please add it to your list and do your own due diligence on that. None of these are signals, like I said. If you are interested in joining the RM Trading Mentorship, I suggest you click the link in the description, or you go to the website, www.rmtradinggroup.com. You can check out the products we have on there. We have the mentorship, we have the course as well, and then we have some PDFs as well, if you aren't interested in the mentorship. So we have other things on there that you can check out. And on there, obviously I do these Sunday outlooks. So if you're interested, you stay to the end and you want to see me do a video like this every single Sunday, that's what I do for the community. I won't be doing these on YouTube, obviously, every single Sunday, because that's for them. But if you aren't interested in any of that, all I ask is you drop a like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Like the beauty you are, we're on our way to 60,000 subscribers, which is nuts. That's crazy. Long video, I know, but I hope you guys stayed until the end. And what do I say at the end of every single video? Let's be 1% better every single day. I appreciate you all. Let's have an amazing trading week, and I'll see you next time.